Equipment of the time, post-war, skis were still all wood and even metal edges were something new. The ski lengths were varied between 205 and 220 centimetres, and bindings had no safety provision with them. And for the hot skiers they used long lanyards, which were leather straps wrapped around the boot, and in the case of an accident or a bad fall, injury was quite likely, or with luck it was not uncommon for someone to save themselves by coming completely out of the boot and being left in bare feet. A bad fall and an injury meant carrying out to the main road, and sometimes these guys were rather heavy and it could take anything up to 3 hours to carry an injured person.
Now that was a typical scene up there, I'm afraid, of Don Benson, I think, being carried out. He weighed about 14 stone and it wasn't an easy trip.
And there's a packing party, packing ready for a downhill race. And by the end of the weekend the ski field became skiable, and people were managing much better, and it was time to go home. Yeah. The following weekend there was another 2 feet of fresh snow to be beaten into submission. The days of packing machines were a long way ahead and not even thought of in Europe.
That's Wendy Hydes and John Sampson right there. John was very much the backbone of the club in those days, did all the engineering work, built the tow, pretty much everything. Now this is the club championships, I think, isn't it, Barry?
Well, it looks as though either that or a training.
And a bit of fooling around. Yeah. I know Mary Glasson was the first club woman champion that we had. Right. And in her run in the slalom, she, coming past the tow shed, where the channel had been dug down into it to get into it, and she hooked a ski into it, slid down it, got her skis tangled up in the machinery, and she was hauled out backwards, stood up and carried on and won the race. And this looks like spring conditions later in the season.